What if I told you the protests were never the end game? What if I told you they were practice? Because starting today, fighting back just got harder, much harder. This is Unfiltered America, where we pull the curtain back on power, expose the hidden mechanics of control, and give voice to those who still believe democracy is worth fighting for. If you think the story ends at the Supreme Court, think again, like, subscribe, because what's coming next, you'll need to see. Today, the Supreme Court handed down one of the most consequential decisions in recent American legal history, a 6-3 ruling that didn't just reshape the limits of executive power, it redrew the battlefield for resistance. The court ruled that lower federal judges can no longer issue nationwide injunctions to pause executive orders, meaning a single judge's pause will now only apply to the state or region that filed the lawsuit. In simpler terms, if Trump issues an order tomorrow to shut down protections for immigrants, to restrict voting access, to override long-standing diversity protections, that order now stands unless every affected state sues him individually. Justice Sotomayor warned, no state is safe in the new legal regime created today. This isn't a theoretical concern, it's a strategic transformation that weakens the court's ability to protect individual rights across all 50 states. Donald Trump has long preferred power unchallenged. From his first days in office, executive orders were his weapon of choice, and not just because Congress was slow, because he didn't care to build consensus. Today's decision empowers that very model of governance. Trump's controversial order to end birthright citizenship, a concept enshrined in the Constitution, was blocked by courts. Now, not anymore, because the court said the judicial branch must limit itself, narrowing its reach and reducing its defense. That's not just a win for Trump, it's a win for every future executive who wants to sidestep the Constitution by brute force. Here's what makes this even more staggering. The American people do not support Trump's agenda, not on immigration, not on trade, not even on the economy. A Quinnipiac poll released yesterday shows Trump underwater by 16 to 23 points on nearly every major issue. So why is this happening? Because Trump isn't governing for a majority. He's ruling through minority power, through a captured Supreme Court, gerrymandered states, and a party more loyal to a man than a constitution. And now, that Supreme Court has just made it easier for him to keep doing it. But here's the part they didn't count on. The resistance isn't new to this. From ICE raids to abortion bans, Americans have shown that resistance isn't just legal. It's local, it's community organized, it's direct action. This ruling makes things harder, yes, but it also unites two fronts, the legal fight and the street fight. Town halls, court filings, protests, civil disobedience, they're no longer parallel paths. They are now one and the same. Justice Jackson warned us, this decision opens a zone of lawlessness, a space where the executive chooses when and if to obey the Constitution. But people are watching, and they are mobilizing. The Supreme Court didn't shut every door. Justice Kavanaugh's concurring opinion left a window open. If challengers can organize large class action groups, they may still be able to freeze Trump's orders nationwide. That means more organizing, more legal strategizing, more people. The protests weren't a blip, they were the warm-up, and Americans are no longer relying on the courts alone. They're ready to meet power in the streets, in the press, and at the polls. Today was a gut punch, but it wasn't checkmate. If you believe in the rule of law, in the power of people, and in the idea that democracy should serve everyone, not just the strong men, then you're in the right place. Subscribe, stay angry, stay informed, and stay unfiltered.